Hi guys, this is Palak Sharma, your educator for English language at Unacademy, and this is the course on daily MCQs and English comprehension skills. So, as you all know, we'll be covering 5 MCQs on a daily basis while we are doing this series, and for this month, we'll be covering around 150. Like all of us have good mathematics. And so here are a few things about me. You can have a read. I'm an economics honors student, a poet at heart, a content developer. I am a mixture of Keats and Shakespeare. And once you're done watching this series and this lesson, you can always rate, review, recommend, and share this lesson. Do not forget the 3 R's and the S, because it will help us know if you're doing a good job or a bad job. And you can write in the comment section if you have any doubts regarding any part of the lesson. And you can also put your question and answers in the Q&A section. You can follow me on Unacademy if you like this lesson, and it will be great if you please review this lesson and give it 5 stars if you liked it. This is me, and now comes the starting of the series, the first MCQ. Now I'll be giving this brief introduction about what this question is about. You can have a read over here. Some parts of the sentences have errors and some have none. Find out which part of a sentence has an error and choose that part as your answer. So what are they saying actually? What are they asking in this question? That is सेंटेंस के कुछ पार्ट्स में कुछ ना कुछ एरर हो सकता है एंड कुछ पार्ट्स में देयर माइट बी नो एरर, कुछ एरर ना हो. दिस इज ऑल्सो प्रोबेबिलिटी. तो आपको क्या करना है, व्हाट यू हैव टू डू इज यू हैव टू फाइंड आउट द सेंटेंस, दैट पार्ट ऑफ द सेंटेंस व्हिच हैज दैट एरर, एंड यू हैव टू मार्क इट एज द आंसर. So what do you have? Your sari is superior to mine, no error. So what happens in this case, in this type of questions, is it is difficult to understand them at one glance if you have not solved them before. So what happens here is that your sari is option A. So if you find any error in this part of the sentence, you can say that A part is wrong. You can mark the answer as A. Now, if it is something wrong with is superior, you can mark the answer as B. The third part or the C part is to mine. Then if you find something wrong in this part, if to mine is wrong, you can mark C as the answer. And if none of them A, B or C is wrong, you can mark D, no error, as the answer. So just pause the video for 1 second and check out what you are going to answer to this. Yeah, so the answer to the sentence is no error. The sentence is completely correct. We'll read it once more. Your sari is superior to mine. Some of you might be thinking that it should be your sari is superior than mine, but it never happens. Everything when comes in superlative or comparative degree, it comes to 2. We have to use the word to here, not than. Then the second MCQ. Out of the 4 alternatives, choose the one which best expresses the meaning of the given word. So this is almost giving the meaning. This is a direct question. They're simply asking you the meaning of the word. So the word they have asked for is fragile. The options are weak, durable, lasting, sturdy. So the answer is weak. So fragile, we know it stands for something weak, something which can be easily broken, something which is not lasting. Now the other options were durable. So durable is not fragile. Durable is tough, long lasting, imperishable, which is not going to break. Durable is something which is not going to break. Then we have lasting, which means abiding, persisting, lifelong, enduring. It's going to last. It's going to last long. Then we have sturdy. It has strapping, well built, hefty, athletic. Usually say he has got an athletic body, somebody who is working hard. They have a well-built body, a sturdy body, as we say. So the answer to this question is weak. Fragile stands for weak. Option A is the correct answer. Then comes the next. Choose the word opposite in meaning to the given word. Opposites are antonyms. If you're not sure, sometimes they might give you the question. The question might have this word written in it, antonym, and you might get confused. So do not confuse. Antonym stands for the opposite meaning. So the question here is prominent. So prominent, the options are prompt, prolong, insignificant, and prove. We have to find the word which is opposite to prominent. So the answer is insignificant. We see that prominent हम किसके लिए बोलते हैं? Someone who is significant, someone who has a significance, जिनकी कोई value है. And insignificant is for someone who has no value, who has no significance. So the rest of the words have different antonyms, different opposites. For example, for prompt, the word prompt is कोई काम एकदम से हो जाना, something which happens suddenly. If you've asked for water, somebody brings it to you promptly. That is prompt. And the opposite to prompt is deter. Deter means टालना, किसी काम को बाद में करने के लिए बोलना. I'll do it later. Procrastination is deterring. Okay. Then the next one we have prolong. The next option which we had was prolong, but the opposite of prolong is shorten. Prolong matlab lamba khishna, stretching something, and shorten means shortening something, making something short. Then the third option we had was prove. Prove means किसी चीज को prove करना, as we say साबित करना, and disprove means आप prove कर दो नहीं, this is not true. To prove something is prove, and to disprove something is to disapprove, right? This is, we are sure of this thing, that prove couldn't be the opposite of prominent, and now we know insignificant is the opposite. For prolong we have shorten, and for prompt we have deter, right? The next one. Now 4 alternatives are given for idiom and phrase. Choose the alternative which best expresses the meaning of the idiom and phrase. So what we are going to do now is, again, we have this, instead of a word, we have this phrase now. We have this idiom now, and we're going to find its meaning. So a Herculean task. A task which requires little effort. A task which requires a lot of patience. A task which requires enormous courage. A task which requires great effort. Now, we all might have heard who Hercules was. Hercules was some character of Greek mythology, and we're not going to detail. So what happens is that he is a person who has mighty power. So if he has power, then we can use our logics. Nicely, we can use our logics, and we can say that this is not something which requires little effort, because something which is Herculean, something which is grand, it cannot require little effort. So let's eliminate option 1. Then we have this next option, a lot of patience. Now we've usually seen that the big people, the giant people, they have no patience. They are usually on their toes to do something. So again, we eliminate this option, that this couldn't be the right one. Then we have one which says it requires enormous courage. Now this might be the right one. Then we have the last one which says great effort. So if you have ever imagined Hercules, you would always imagine him with stones, like a big boulder in his hands, okay? And that is the thing which requires great effort, not enormous courage. So that is the point of time where you need to put a pictorial image in your mind, and then the correct answer will come, which is a task which requires great efforts. So whenever something is a Herculean task, something is very big, then that task is requiring great effort, and we can say that it is a Herculean task. So now we know what is a Herculean task, a task which requires great effort. Option D is the correct answer, because we had already eliminated option A and option B, and option C might have been true, but it's not, because the last one is entirely correct in this case. Now comes the MCQ 5th. Read the list of words given below in capitals and choose from the options A to D the word that is the nearest in meaning to the given word. So now we have this word which is written in capitals, and we have to choose the word which is similar to the meaning of this word in capitals. So the word which we have is recreancy. The options are recreation, recuperation, bravery, and cowardice. So the options, we've got it all. Now the answer is D, cowardice. Now what happens actually is that we know now that recreancy means cowardice. Other ones, that there is recreation. Recreation means leisure. Okay, like something which we do out of boredom, like when we have nothing else to do, we'll do something for recreation or leisure. Then we have recuperation, which means to recover, to come out of something. Then we have bravery, whose opposite is whose similar meaning is courage. So we now know that recreation is not recreancy. We know recuperation is not recreancy. We know bravery is not recreancy. So cowardice is recreancy. But we also know side by side that recreation is actually leisure, recuperation is recovery, and bravery is courage. So now we've done 5 MCQs. We know a lot more than what we knew before this lesson started, and it's a practice for both of us, for me too, for you too, and we'll be covering a lot of more things. And you can always write in the comment section if you need help regarding certain specific question or some types of question you want me to cover in this lesson. I'll be always open to suggestions by you people, and do rate, review, recommend, and share this lesson as much as you can. Thank you. Have a nice day.